I'm gonna do a quick update on this Camaro, 68 Camaro where I'm at. Everything is just mocked up. The reason it's been taking me a while is because I was trying to use everything from the Tahoe. And the problem that I'm having is space. There's very limited space. I am using the stock harness and it's just kind of mocked up in here. It will be cleaned up, but right now I'm just trying to make sure everything works before I spend any more time on it. I'm gonna go over how the wiring is to fire it up. There's only 2 wires plus the battery. I did a video on how to do it, but I'm gonna show you how it is in the car. Right here, you got this purple wire. This purple wire right here is the original wire that went to the starter on the Camaro. Oh, that's better without that light. So this wire was from the Camaro. As you can see, I took it out. It's just kind of laying here, but it would go straight down into the Camaro, into the original starter from the Camaro. This is the purple wire goes to this yellow wire on the fuse box. I showed you guys, I did a video on how to fire it up. So I'll tell you where it is again. The C183 is a yellow wire. That wire goes into the relay, and then from the relay it goes through the stock harness to your starter. So from your ignition switch to the starter to that relay, and it'll fire that up. The pink wire, this pink wire right here, originally went to the distributor. You can see where it still has a plug. I just kind of plugged it in to show you guys. There is another little pink wire right there that powers up your transmission relays. The reason it's not fused into here is because the original fuse for those relays, for those solenoids for your transmission, was inside the cab of the Tahoe. So on that one, when you finally wire it up, or when I finally wire it up, I'm gonna have to put a 10 amp fuse right there and then connect it to this pink wire. The same thing. So they'll be connected. It's just kind of wrapped around right there because obviously it's not gonna move today. Like I was telling you before, the space, the problem that I had with the space was the biggest problem was I was able to use the fan, the original Tahoe fan with the Camaro fan shroud, but the problem that I have is space for the air cleaner. I wanted to use the stock air cleaner. It's not gonna work. There's no way. I tried it a bunch of different ways. It's not gonna happen. So the remedy that I had to buy a electric fan for this radiator. And that'll give me a lot of room. That way I can bring the air cleaner, get aftermarket air cleaner, and get some bends and elbows and figure out how I'm gonna put it. These hoses are the original Tahoe hoses. They're just a little bit bigger on the Camaro side, on the radiator. So you just kind of warm them up with a heat gun and put them on there. The bottom the same way. It's the same Tahoe hose, for the radiator hose. For the transmission lines, I just had to buy these adapters, the inverted flare on both sides. So 5/16 was the original Camaro size, 5/16 male inverted flare to 3/8 female inverted flare on the Tahoe side. And then you use the adapters that are bolted onto the radiator from the Tahoe to bolt into there, and then you just clip them on. Now they're stock like it would be. If you want to replace these, you just go in there and ask for 03 Tahoe hoses, and you got brand new hoses for your truck, for your car, for your swap. Let me see what else we got here. These are S10 headers. S10 headers, they fit pretty good, except on the driver's side. You're gonna have to massage them a little bit with a hammer or however you want to do it. But you need about a 1/2 inch to clear the power steering gearbox, which is not a big deal. They're cheap enough to where if you bang them up, it won't be a big deal. And plus, you can't even see it. You can't even see it from the top. There's no way you can see it. So like I said, it looks kind of messy because everything's just mocked up. The gas pedal, this is a drive-by wire, so it has an electric gas pedal, and it's just kind of mocked up in here right now. It fits pretty good, as you can see, but it should be lower than your brake pedal, so I'm gonna have to modify that. I'm gonna have to cut it and then figure it out, but for now it's okay. It's in here, and it does work. I use that bolt right here. If on the bottom, it fit pretty good just to mock it up. I think that's the bolt I'm going to use. I'm just going to have to add a bolt on the top because it does have 2 bolts, one on the top and one on the bottom. So I have to add another bolt there. I mean, that's good enough to fire it up. To get it to drive, I'm going to have to pull out a couple of wires out of the harness still, because we need the OBD reader wires. And we're gonna need what else? The torque converter wire. So we have to find out which of those are and then run it over there. That way we could drive it. As far as the transmission went, I used the mount that I was using on the 700R4. The only difference between that mount and the original mount is that it's a little farther back. Let me go ahead and show you so you can see what I'm talking about. Let me grab something to lay on. Okay, there's the mount. See how it kind of swings back because these transmissions are longer. And also from the 700R4, all I had to do was drill the hose back a little farther back for the transmission mount itself, and that was enough. The drive shaft, I kept the drive shaft that I used for the 700R4. I believe it's 47 inches, so I didn't have to do anything to the drive shaft. And the yoke from the 700R4 slid right in there too. Like I said before, I did have to change the oil pan for this one, and that was because I didn't want it to hit the ground before any of that other stuff did. So that takes care of that. That was pretty simple. That was just over. And, the fuel tank, I did ended up finding a tank with a built-in pump. I just gotta run the hoses, and hopefully I get that done today. This is pretty simple. You got one going out, which is the bigger one. The 3/8 is sending. So you would put this on the rail or anywhere on the car, whatever works best for you. It's really simple. So you would have the sending goes to the 3/8. It goes through there, and there's a regulator in here. The other one goes to the engine, and then this one's come back to the return line. Really simple. So I'm gonna hook that up today and hopefully get it running. But I'm gonna try to fire it up right now so you guys can see that it does run at the moment, and the fan and stuff does work. It's going to be really loud because it's just open headers. So let's see what happens. So just real quick, the fuel, I'm still using that fuel injection cleaner for fuel right now. I filled it up with gas and then put it at 60 pounds, hook it up to the air compressor, and that's how it's getting fuel. So here we go. So there's that. The reason it's sounding crazy is because I do have a vacuum leak. That's because I don't know where the heck I left the vacuum for the brake vacuum. And it probably sucked up all the gas already. So this is the fuel filter cleaner that I'm using. Like I said, you put gas in it, put it at 60 PSI, and then hook it up here, and it'll fire up, it'll run. So anyways, I'm gonna see what I can do today. Hopefully at least get the fuel tank in there, and then I'll go from there. I did get the radiator already, but I don't know, I think that'd be too much for right now because I don't want to be out here more than a few hours. So anyways, hope that helps you guys out, and thanks for watching. I'll check out my shirt I found in here. It was under my seat. I had those made years ago, probably like, I don't know, 15 years ago, but it was under the seat of the Camaro. I thought it was funny. So you guys have a good day, and thank you for watching.